So I was surprised that there was no video for how to play the game You're Bluffing, so I'm going to go over that real quick. So what you're going to be doing is bidding on these different animal cards here, and you can see they have different point values in the corners. And what you're going to try to do is collect these to get points at the end of the game. If you collect a complete set, which is 4 of the same card, and you have at least 2 sets of 4, you're going to be able to increase your score, or 3 sets of 4, you'll increase your score even more, and I'll go for that towards the end. I just wanted to note that there's this special card, the donkey, that has a money symbol on it, and what that means is whenever this card comes out, you're going to get more money that you can use in the game. So for example, you start off the game with these cards, so 50, 60, 70, 80, 90 dollars and 2 bluff cards. So that's what you're going to have at the beginning of the game, and then these cards just get shuffled up, and whenever one of these cards comes out, you pause the game, and the first time that one comes out, each player is going to get $50 more, and the second time that one comes out, each player is going to get $100, and then the third time $200, and then the fourth time $500. And then the thing is, after this card comes out and each person gets their additional money, then this card goes up for auction to be able to make a possible set with it. So what would happen is these cards would just get shuffled up between all the people. And so if this was, let's say, player 1, player 2, and player 3, and it plays up to 5 people, and it was, let's say this was the starting player, he only has one option at the beginning of the game, but that can change later, and that is just to turn over the top card and offer it up for bid. So right now you have a 250 point card up for bid, and this person can make a bid on it. And so he has $90 to bid with. So he could say, I'm going to bid $20, and he could say, I'm going to bid 30, and then if no one else makes any bid, you'd say, okay, whatever, this card's going for $30, going once, going twice, 3 times, sold. And then when it's sold, the person who's turning over the cards can either give this card to him, and then he would get $30 in return to be added to his stack, or he could take $30 and give it to the player who won and keep the animal in front of him. And then the deck would go to the next player, and he would turn over the top card, and there you have whatever, this chicken, I guess it is, or rooster, probably chicken, would go up for auction. And so he has first bid option. He might pass, I might pass, and if nobody wants it, then this player would just get it for free. And then this would go to this person, and they would turn over a card. And so this happens, keeps going on and going on. Now eventually what will happen is you will have people who have the same animals in front of them. Right? I have a sheep, and this player over here has a sheep. And once you have the same animal as somebody else, you have 2 options of what you can do. I could either turn over the next card for bidding, or I could do what's known as a cattle trade, and I could offer to buy this card from this player. So if I'm going to do the cattle trade, instead of flipping over the card, what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, I'm going to give you offer you a cattle trade for your sheep, and I am going to offer you those 2 cards for your animal. And he can accept it and say, okay, I'll take that, and he could take those and give me the animal, and then he would then reveal and see what he got. So I gave him $60 for that option. Or I could say to him, I am going to offer you these 2 cards for your sheep. And then he could counter offer, and he says, instead I will give you these 3 cards for your sheep. And so then what would happen is I would give him these, and he would give me these. And then we would look at them, and we would announce what the amount is. So he would just say that I gave him $10. And I would look at his, and I would say he gave me $10. And if that happens, where it's a tie, then you go into another bidding round. And so now I would bid, maybe I could say, okay, I'll give you those 3 cards. And then he says, all right, I will give you these 3 cards. And so I would take these and look at them, and I'd say, I received $30. And he would look at his, and he would say, I received $50. And since he got the money, more money, I would get the animal card. And then these cards are just added to our hands. If it is a tie again, then you have to just give over the card. I would have to hand it over. So if we tied again, and he gave me, let's say he gave me 30 and I gave him 30, and we were tied again, then I just have to give it to him, and I don't get anything else. And then at the end, you just go until you run out of animal cards. Like I said, whenever the donkey with the money comes up, you would get more money to increase the amount of money you could bid. And then at the end, you're just going to see how many points you have for every set of 4 you have. So what's going to happen is, actually, if you run out of cards, the game doesn't end. Then you just trade until everybody has sets of 4. And then what you're going to do is, so this set of 4 is worth 250 points, and this set of 4 is worth 90 points. And then what's going to happen is, for each set that you have, you're going to times it by that number. So if I only had one set of 4, 250 times 1 is $250. If I had 2 sets of 4, it's 250 plus 90, which is 340, times 2, which is 680. And if I had 3 sets of 4, I would add on those points and times it by 3. And 4 sets of 4, I'd add on those points and times the total by 4. And whoever has the most points at the end wins. That's pretty much how it goes.